Hello everyone, welcome to session 5 of the Career Series 2nd edition presented by BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. This is an informative series to help you with the relevant information so that you can chart out a path keeping your goal in mind. We have already streamed 4 episodes around dream jobs, entrepreneurship, new age streams like IoT, data science, robotics and the likes, and research. If you'd like to watch the previous episodes, browse through our YouTube channel. Today's episode is about family business. We've seen many students coming to BITS Dubai to gain relevant engineering and management skills to join their family business. And today, we're going to discuss details around that. We've created 4 segments for this discussion. First, we'll discuss about how to pick up relevant skills at BITS Dubai. Then we'll move on to our second segment, which is how to hone problem-solving approach. Third segment is around using international exposure at BITS Dubai as a launchpad for the expansion of your family business. And lastly, we would ask our panelists for quick advice for engineering aspirants looking to join their family business after engineering. Let me introduce you to the panelists today. First panelist is Dr. Nitin Simha, Vihari, an alumnus of NIT Trichy and IIT Roorkee. Dr. Vihari is currently the assistant professor at BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. Then we have Arjun Goyle. He studied mechanical engineering at BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, class of 2008. He joined his family business in the manufacturing and export of industrial gearboxes. Then we have Adhish Goswami. He's also a BPDC alum, mechanical engineering, class of 2019. He joined his family business in pharmaceutical manufacturing. Then we have Samaksh Jalani. He's also a BPDC alum, mechanical engineering, class of 2020. Recently, joined family foundry business. All right, welcome everyone to our 5th episode of Career Series 2.0. And this episode is focused on family businesses. All right, so going to our first segment is about skills. So of course, though you have an already existing business, family business, you need skills to join that business and contribute your value to it. So let me go to Dr. Nitin to ask about what are the opportunities where students can actually pick up skills while they're on campus.
Okay, so thank you, Lohit. This is Dr. Nitin. Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. So we at BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, leave no stone unturned to impart necessary learning that is required for a new age entrepreneur. Now, in this case, a family business, wherein I think essentially the difference between an entrepreneur who is starting with a family business or completely, launching a startup, the steps are by and large the same. Only thing is you get to start somewhere in the middle, wherein somebody who is starting afresh without any background, he has to walk the entire steps down the line. So essentially in BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, we see to it that every student who is interested in this particular idea of starting or being part of family business is equipped with a lot of functional knowledge of business management. When I say functional or domain knowledge, we talk it as marketing, finance and accounting, and of course, human resource management and operations supply chain. So ensuring that a student gets a holistic perspective of what a business is, not just, trying to dwell with a fanciful business idea or trying to take its family business to unicorn, that's all there in place. But what are the fundamentals, of running a business? That's something where we prioritize at the most. So as part of that, we have a couple of, I know we're talking to a BTech student here, right? So our focus is not an MBA program here. So with a BTech student, in mind, we had carefully crafted with a few of the minor programs, which specialize in finance. We have minor in finance. We have a minor in entrepreneurship. And then wherein people get exposed to various subjects. For example, we have a subject called entrepreneurship. Right, we have a subject called new venture creation, right? And we have, some of the general electives which are offered by the humanities department at BPDC. We have principles of management, principles of economics, So all these courses, I think we have a specific number of credits that a student can take out of the pool of available subjects. So end of the day, we see to it that every student who is interested to start his journey in an entrepreneurship area or a family business area, where he's got these fundamentals right. So without economics, you cannot really talk about production, how much you produce, and you need to know how much is demand, how much to sell, how much to produce. So all these things will fall in place when a student is made aware of the basics of management and economics and build those concepts to teach him entrepreneurships, moving from the idea to opportunity. And that's where, we pitch ourselves as, teaching fraternity. Right. So I hope I have answered.
That's amazing. I think a great thing about BITS Pilani's program structure is these electives that students can take, which gives them a chance to go interdisciplinary, right? You may have entered with a certain discipline, but then you realize that, oh, this particular discipline clubbed with this particular course of another discipline may create an amazing value. And for a family business, I think it becomes even more important, because when you join back, you're not joining as an entry-level employee, right, who has a particular job. Your job is actually to see the future and see where you can steer this particular business. And I think in that case, getting an overall perspective of multidisciplinary approach becomes very, very exciting. So we have created a short video anyway to explain the flexible program structure of BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, which we'll run in some time. But before that, let me go to Arjun and ask him, Arjun, what business are you in, and what kind of courses you picked up while you were at BITS, and how it helped you pick up skills?
Good day, everyone. My name is Arjun, and I'm from the class of 2008. I was a mechanical engineering student at BPDC. This program structure of BITS Pilani is very holistic. You pick up a lot of skills while you go through your 4 years of education. And I belong to a family business where we make industrial gearboxes. So it's a very hardcore mechanical engineering business. But not only did I get skills in engineering, I also gained skills in managing the business. That is very important, because we need to manage not only the business, we have to manage the human resources, the clientele, the purchase. And there are many things that we have to look into. And going through a curriculum which is holistic, it helps you think better. It opens your mind to different things.
Right. So Arjun, did you decide before joining BPDC that you're going to join your family business, or was it while you were studying?
Joining the business was never really enforced on me, but I always knew that was, where I belonged. Probably that is what I would put it.
So would you say family business is the one influenced your joining a mechanical engineering program at BPDC? Otherwise, you could have, computer science is a lot in demand, but you chose mechanical. So was it because of your?
Yes, I have seen my father. So obviously that influences. That there is an influence. It may not be enforced, but there is an influence. Absolutely. So it helps. Okay. At least at a very early stage in your life that this is what I can do.
Right.
But it is your passion which has to take you forward.
Right. I know it's been very long since you graduated from BPDC, but do you remember the courses you took apart from your core courses, the kind of electives you took at BPDC?
So it really begins in the first year. They give you engineering graphics, which I use till date. Then in third year, they take you to 3D modeling that I still use. I have my CATIA software, which I still use. I gained all that skill at BPDC. And even today, students at a lot of colleges are not able to draw. And that is very unfortunate. And that skill is really, really important. And courses like aerospace engineering, which I eventually did at Cornell University, helped me gain a foothold, because when we make an industrial gearbox, we have to look into vibrations, noise control, and all that. And then, you have to, if you have the skill set, it really helps you.
All right. If I'm not wrong, Dr. Nitin, now I think BPDC has, so earlier he had to go to Cornell for aeronautics, but now I think there's a minor program with BPDC. Is that
absolutely. Correct? We have a minor program in aerospace. Yes.
Brilliant. All right. Okay. So going to Adhish now. Adhish, what are the kind of courses you took when you were on campus?
So my family business is in pharmaceutical business. So mechanical engineering is connected in a way that I learned about the machines. I found out that I am really interested in machines. At first, I just took the mechanical engineering because my family told me. But then I found out that I'm really interested in this designing part, the softwares that BPDC teaches us that no college in India, most of the colleges in India don't teach, like AutoCAD, CATIA, these kind of softwares. They are really useful, and the machines, the CNC machine, we have a CNC machine in our college, which is a really good job, because the new industries which are coming up, they use that machine, and to work on that machine, it was a really nice experience. It was an eye-opener. And the environment in BPDC is very dynamic. Like, it just doesn't focus on studies or sports or music. It's a very good mixture of everything. The minor subjects that Trupti ma'am and Nitin sir told about. I took rocket space engineering. I can't even imagine that course being taught in local colleges in India, or even good colleges in India, reputed colleges. That rocket space engineering.
You took rocket space engineering?
Yeah. Shashank
what propelled you to it? Why did you go for rocket space engineering? So your background is pharma.
Yeah, my background is pharma, but while learning mechanical engineering, learning so diverse softwares and subjects, I found out that I'm interested in rockets also. Maybe I can, in future I can set up a business on the related to that also.
Right.
And it was a really interesting course, and I got to find out like all the things about rocket engineering.
The kind of range of courses you have is so amazing. I mean, when I hear these courses, the name in itself is so exciting. It's great. And second point that you said is that you thought you could start a business related to that. So what I'm asking here is that did you always wanted to start your own business or join family? Jobs were not in the picture at all, is it?
Yeah, jobs were not in the picture. For starting a business, you need experience. I got that experience in my practice school, the internship program. And then after joining the family business, I got another type of experience, like working in India firsthand in this environment. Indian environment is really different. And so after some time, yes, I can, it'll be easier for me. After studying such diverse courses, I studied thermodynamics, minors related to that, management, economics. I can go into, like, I have a very good background. I can start, I can think of starting a business in those fields. The rocket space engineering, that's the latest trend that's going on with SpaceX, Blue Origin, these companies. I'll definitely need a good background for this thing.
Sure. So Adhish, since you mentioned practice school, and of course we're going to run a video shortly which will explain in detail what practice school is, but can you tell a little to our grade 12 students who are watching this right now, what is practice school program and what did you do in practice school that influenced your future?
Practice school is the internship program. There are two practice schools. One is the summer internship and another is the 6-month internship program. The last one is of 6 months. So it was really useful for me because I got to work in a company based in Dubai. And I got to see the working of companies because I got to see the working of the CEO. I got to see how the sales department was working, how they were pitching in new ideas, how the marketing team was doing. And they told us that you have to learn everything.
So that gave you an aerial picture of how to basically run a company.
Yeah, and considering the family business, everyone has I guess I'm assuming that everyone has a small scale family business. So such kind of internships help them to get those ideas which they got in their practice school, the internship, and how they can apply it in their industry. The ideas which you get in Dubai, how you can apply them in your industry based in India. So that internships in India, I've seen them firsthand. They are not that great. You just sit there, go there, give your attendance and come back.
All right. Going to Samaksh. Samaksh, you have some interesting story around how you joined in and then, things changed while you were on campus. So what's the story there?
Yes, of course. So first of all, greetings of the day. My name is Samaksh and I graduated in 2020 batch recently. So the thing was, I joined BPDC as a computer science student, sorry. But like in my second year, I switched to mechanical engineering. Okay. And I'll tell you the story behind it. Like we have a family business of iron casting and it's a hardcore mechanical job. So when I went to the college and in the first year, we are given knowledge about every field. So like when I went to this mechanical workshop and I started doing like my first course there, so it was foundry and like that was my business. So like that from the first day only, I just like that was an eye opener for me. Like, yeah, this is something, and that was of my interest. Like, slowly till the end of my first year. So like I was into like mechanical. Like I have to choose mechanical, not just because of my family business, but like I have an interest in like machines and in this mechanical process, the manufacturing process. So like that was my.
Very interesting. So you joined in as computer science, engineering student, and then while you were studying about mechanical in your first year, you decided to pursue mechanical further. Amazing. Very interesting. And I think it's very important. I think which is why BITS Pilani gives an option of transfer after your first year, because a lot of students, I think BITS Pilani exposes you to multiple disciplines in your first year. And some students may actually realize that they want to pursue some other course altogether. And BITS Pilani gives you that option of transfer after first year based on your first year GPA, which is, I think, very, very interesting concept. Great. Thanks, guys, for your inputs on skills. I think brilliant stories. Second part, which is very important part while you join a family business, is your approach, right? And of course, as an engineer, you taught all your science courses would teach you how to approach a problem systematically. But BITS Pilani takes it a notch higher. And that's where I'm going to ask all the panelists here about how their approach was shaped while they were at BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. So going to Dr. Nitin now. Dr. Nitin, what are the formal platform that BITS Pilani gives to students to hone their strategic approach
So we had a very structured and step-by-step procedure to look into it. So first thing is definitely in the classroom experience. As I told in my previous statement, that we had a variety of courses, and let's say talking about a course called Entrepreneurship, which I teach personally. Right. So as part of this course, what we emphasize is there are two broad assessments that each and every student who is part of the course needs to submit. Right. First is an elevator pitch. So let's say 5 to 6 weeks into the course, the student understands the basics, terminologies, jargons, and then he's in a fairly decent position to conceive a new idea. And our focus is mainly the implementation in the UAE context. Right? So we want to give back something to this country and to this place as well. So I advise students to come up with something wherein that applicability of the idea should be more towards the UAE and in general as well. So 5 weeks into the course, they'll talk about an elevator pitch, and then that is comprehensively developed into a business plan. Right? So essentially, every student who is part of this course, I got around 70 to 80 students per batch. Now, each and every student will, for the sake of marks, you would say, or for the real interest in pursuing a startup on his own, they will come up with a very good and creative business idea. So that is a definite outcome of one specific course, and imagine the outcomes of various other courses. So this is at a classroom level. Second, we have a particular a club called CIAD, which is Center for Innovation Entrepreneurship Development Club. Right. Wow. So Incubation Center has a pre-set eligibility, wherein if you qualify with those prerequisites, you can be absorbed into the Incubation Center, which is powered by the government of Dubai SME Network. So Dubai SME Network will give us so many guest speakers, the venture capitalists, the investors support, and the student teams, can come up with an idea, fulfill the eligibility criteria and get themselves a spot in the Incubation Center, which is right within the BPDC campus. Right. Amazing. So, I think everything, has a starting point. I think for all those future unicorns that may come out of BPDC, the Incubation Center is going to play a major role. So moving on in the other courses, we have something called an NVC, there's a new venture course. So as part of a new venture course, we encourage, Dr. Trupti handles the course. So we had generally pick up a competition across all the 4 campuses of BITS Pilani. We have Pilani campus, Hyderabad, Goa, and Dubai campus. So essentially, as of now, we have been working with the 4 campuses, and we will select a winner, because the new venture creation course happens at the same time across all the 4 campuses. Now, who is the winner, with their creative idea? That gives a sense of competition, and it has been many times that our BITS Pilani Dubai campus students won this among all the campuses put together. So in this way, we had a very structured, if it's a gamified environment, a non-technical manner, where we instill a sense of competition at every level, and then get the best out of the students. So that's our approach.
Right. I think BITS Pilani as a university has a very strong culture of entrepreneurship. There's so many entrepreneurs who come out. And I think the reason for that is because there's so many opportunities within BITS Pilani itself, where students can try out many things. Even if they fail, it doesn't matter, because they've learned something while, they are students, they're studying. And of course, we've talked about a lot of such initiatives in our second episode, which was on entrepreneurship. But today we're talking about family business. And I would say that it's like entrepreneurship. Now it's called entrepreneurship, right? Where you are within a company and you create multiple innovations within a company. So going to the people who have actually gone back and joined the family businesses. Arjun, coming to you. So how did you see your scientific approach, your problem solving approach being shaped when you were a student? What influenced that?
When you join a family business, you have to have the background. You have to have the background to approach the business, because otherwise you are a lame duck. You have to have the skill set. Not only do you need the skill set, you also you have to join something which is new to you. So with the skill set, something new, it becomes really, really easy at times. So BITS does give you that opportunity to, it shapes you in a way that it helps you join a family business or become an entrepreneur of your own. There are such opportunities available, especially when when you are at BITS, you get opportunities like joining a club. We formed the student council in 2007. It was a democratic process. We interacted with a lot of juniors, the seniors. They were all interacting with each other, and it really, really helps you shape you as a human being.
So that's interesting. So when you had joined, BITS was fairly new, is it? BPDC, the Dubai campus was fairly new, right?
Yes, BITS Pilani Dubai campus today is 20 years old, but when I joined, it was only 4 years old. So when you are in a new institution, the opportunities are fairly higher, because the university or the college itself is exploring and growing. So it's a microcosm of growth.
So BPDC was a fairly new campus, and then you guys saw the opportunity there. In fact, you saw that there was no student council, right? And creating a student council is a huge, massive job. And you guys were fortunate enough to actually shape that.
Yes.
And I think in the process, I'm sure that you would have learned a lot of things. Coming to you, Samaksh. So what has your story been like when you were on campus? What all the things that you did which actually help you shape your problem solving approach?
So if I'll connect it with the family business, so I'll say when you are when you join a family business, you are not starting from zero.
True.
So basically you are directly at a CEO level or like a managing level. So the main thing is to lead and manage.
True.
And like in BPDC, I was the part of student council for continuously 2 years as hostel representative and general secretary. And through these 2 posts that I learned the most.
So these 2 positions helped you learn the leadership qualities. You managed people, you led people. Interesting. Going to you, Adhish, what were you a part of when you were on campus, and how did that shape your problem solving approach?
So when I came to college, I got selected in the volleyball team in my second year only. So there I got to learn a new sport and under the seniors. And then you find out that sometimes seniors are not patient. Sometimes they are patient. You make friends with your seniors also. You learn this thing, teamwork, which is really essential in a family business or wherever you go. Not even a family business, in a normal corporate job also, teamwork is something which is extremely necessary. So there I learned being in the team, playing under pressure. That thing is necessary in every environment. Performing under pressure, coming up with novelty solutions, and train hard. End of the day, it's hard work also mixed with smart work and hard work. So in sports, I learned both of the things. In my 4th year, I became the vice captain, so I had to manage the juniors. So managing juniors can be sometimes frustrating. In family business, it's related that in the same way as you have to manage juniors also in family business, recruit new people, train them properly. So that thing I've already done in the college also. So I find it really helpful when I hire a new person in my family business. Sometimes they don't know the skills which are required. So I have been patient with them. I try to teach them in the best possible way. So this clarity comes when you are apart from, like, you are far away from your comfort zone. When you come to a college that's in another country, you have to adapt there. You have to abide by the rules, regulations. It builds your character, personality, your mindset, everything. So you can adapt in the
exposure. The kind of exposure you get. Yeah. Interesting. So great. So we talked about the skills that you pick up. How do you upskill while you're on campus? We also talked about how do you hone your problem solving approach, which is very important, in fact, in everything, but it becomes much more important when the venture is your own, be it your own startup or the family business. The third very important point is that you are at Dubai, right? It's a hub of commerce, and it's amazing that you're also studying there, getting exposed to so many different kind of things in Dubai itself. So the exposure and opportunities that you get while studying at BPDC. So coming to you, Dr. Nitin, what are the formal platforms, again, to get exposure, to get different opportunities while students are studying, at BPDC, either to start their own venture or to, try out different other things that they would want to do with their own family businesses? So what are the platforms which are available?
Yeah, I think at the outset, as you said, the context, Dubai is a game changer in itself, because it's an early adopter in any technology, any initiative that comes in any part of the world, right? So the early adoption is going to come with a lot of risk, so that risk appetite is in the very culture of this country, right? So I think it so happens that the students who spend 4 years here will definitely be, it's infectious, the kind of risk-taking ability is infectious, and it is there in the very deep roots of this origins of the country. So I think at the outset, that is a prominent factor. Secondly, we as a part of this culture, BITS Pilani Dubai Campus also does its best in terms of imparting this through courses, incubation center, allowing them to participate in multiple competitions. If you see our website, every week we had a team from BPDC winning a competition at a GCC level, the Gulf Cooperation Council level. Right? So now as a winner or the second, runner-up. So we are, being noticed, and our students' contribution is actually validated by the venture capitalists and the who's and who's of the industry within the UAE. So that gives gives us a confidence as instructors, as faculty, okay, whatever we are making, contributing within the classroom environment is making real sense. The output is actually quite visible over there. So, so apart from that, we have so many incubators. We have, not only with BPDC, but also outside. There are various accelerators, who are very much, dynamic and proactive in encouraging our students and absorb them and guide them, into successful paths. So this place is full of opportunities. That's what I believe in.
Amazing. So you also have something called as Center for Innovation, Incubation,
Innovation,
and
Entrepreneurship Development. Yes.
CIIE. And I think I was reading about it, that there was some kind of collaboration lately that has happened, which lets now students set up their own company with minimum legal requirement. So people who actually have an existing business back in India, their family business, can they set up their own entity in Dubai and expand? Is that
Absolutely.
possible?
So as of now, what we have is a business incubator, right? So BITS Pilani Business Incubator, powered by Dubai SME, government of Dubai recognized, right? Okay. So a student with a family business background can spin off its own venture as a subsidiary within the UAE government and list it.
Amazing.
Right? So all that listing is not necessary to begin with. Okay.
Right.
So he forms a team. He presents his idea towards the panel, fulfills the eligibility criteria of this huge criteria out there that is out for reading in our outlets. So now once he fulfills the criteria, he'll be part of the business incubator. So we will have mentors both from in-house as well as support that we get from Dubai SME, right? So they'll be mentored for a few years time. So by the time they graduate out of the business incubator, then the listing process would begin. They get it, apply for a trade license and start doing business. So we are going to help him through his BTech period of while he's doing his engineering. We will help him to also brush and refine his business idea, so that by the time he graduates from BPDC with a BTech degree, he will also have a very well nourished business idea and directly start implementing that and finding the opportunities in the market.
Amazing. I think this is amazing that while you're studying there, Dubai acts like a window. So not just to set up your family business up in Middle East, but also a window to the whole world, where you can find your investors, where you can find your partners, co-founders, or even the talent pool, which you may need for your business. All right. So when Dr. Nitin was talking about, he also talked about risk, right? Risk is an amazing word. Risk is a word that we love in startup. But here I'd like to ask people who've joined family business, I don't know how risk is taken. How would your parents react to the word risk? So going to you, Arjun, I'm sure once you graduate and join your family business, your parents must have certain idea. The people who are leading the company would have certain idea, and then you would go back to your business and propose newer ideas. Of course, you've coming from BITS Pilani, so you have a huge risk appetite. So was there any kind of clash, or were people back in your family very receptive of the ideas that you brought in? And of course, let me give a context here to everybody who's listening. Now Arjun's company, he has expanded it globally once he joined in. So of course the risk worked, but what I'm trying to ask is how people reacted to risk.
It does help get to that risk appetite. And once I came back to India after my master's and joined the family business, yes, I was allowed to explore my own opportunities. Absolutely, to let my mind work as I wanted it to. Even today, if I have an idea, I've never stopped. It really helps you connect you to the family business. It's very important that you have the same passion as the person who may have started the family business, who's worked hard on it over, say, 3 or 4 decades. It's not easy. You have to make it your own baby. You have to. The people should be welcoming. And if that is there, it really lets you open up, and it gives you that risk appetite and makes you expand the business.
Samaksh, what about you? So what kind of opportunities in Dubai or at BPDC did you use? What kind of exposure you got when you were there?
So if we talk about business, or if we talk about family business or any kind of business, there are certain things that are very important. Number one thing is marketing your product, or if we talk about a different kind of company, it could be sponsorship, it could be logistics, or different kind of things. So one thing that BPDC has taught us was through events. So the thing is, in BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, there are a number of events that happens around the year, and the major thing is all the events are organized only by the students.
Interesting, very interesting point. Yeah, I think very interesting point. I remember.
Have to market, get sponsorship, and do the logistics and everything. Students have to take care. So it gives an exposure and independence to the students. So of course it's a respecter taken by the college. The whole event is just given to the students, but the risk comes with trust, and the college trusts the students, and this is
amazing point. I think, I totally agree. This is across all campuses in BITS, where there are so many student-led initiatives. In fact, the mess is in the Indian campuses, the mess is handled by students. And you talked about the student council, all these student-led events, right from the start to the end, everything is managed by students. And in the process, there's so much of learning. And of course, so much of a problem-solving approach that gets built, the risk appetite that gets built. I think brilliant point. The student-led activities at BITS prepares you to take up various different kinds of challenges in future. Right, Adhish, what about you? What opportunities, what exposure did you have while at BITS?
While at BITS in this mechanical engineering, I was lucky enough to have such expert faculty. The teachers who were there, they were so skilled and so supportive also. Like they used to teach in such an interactive way. Like a friend was teaching us, not a teacher. So They used to friend us. We used to talk. We had long chats also, like during dinner, during tea, and it was really eye opener interacting with such learned teachers. And the students also in BPDC, there are students from many nationalities. So interacting with them, you get so much experience regarding you get to know their culture, where they come from, what is happening in their countries, what is happening in their business. Talk to people from Middle East, some from America, some from Asia, like different parts of Asia. So you get the ground reality, what is happening there, what is happening in their homes, which culture they come from, and it was a really good mixture of the faculty and the students, the company there, which surrounds you. Really good for the development, overall development. Like you learn two, three things which you can go back and tell your family, parents, whatever you learned there.
True.
So I think that's very unique. This thing is very unique there.
I think that's a very, very interesting point, especially for those who are looking to join back into family business. One, by joining BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, you're joining the BITS Pilani University, which is one of the top brands in engineering education. Secondly, you're getting something which you would not otherwise get in India, which is diversity. You're getting multicultural student set with which you can, of course, interact, learn from them. And of course, it opens up your mind, the perspective. So I think that was a very interesting point around diversity that you brought in, Adhish. Thanks. All right. So we've talked about the skills that you get in BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. We've talked about how you hone your problem-solving skills. And we've also talked about the opportunities and exposure that you get in Dubai and also in BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. Coming to the fourth point, the advice that the panelists would have for our grade 12 students who are looking at joining an engineering college and also looking at family business post their studies. So going to, let me start from the alumni first. Coming to you, Arjun, what kind of advice would you want to give to the engineering aspirants this year who are looking at joining engineering course at BPDC, but also have an option of joining back family business?
First and foremost is that these are unprecedented times and we don't really know which way the world is going to go. And the students should have an open mind. We don't know how the year may turn out, Right. So anyone who's joining an engineering college or any course in these times must concentrate on learning as much as possible, even if they are at home. It's really, really important because going to a college, learning and staying at home and learning are two very, very different things. So it's very important that the students have an open mind. They learn as much as possible. Joining BITS, it's a fantastic opportunity. They really give you the exposure you need to be out in the world, any part of the world for that matter. Right. And they encourage you. I used to go for exhibitions to Germany, and BITS never hindered my progress in that, and they would let me go every 2 years. So use the opportunity of joining BITS, even if it's in Dubai, away from your home. If you're getting that opportunity, do take it. It will really help you eventually, and it will really pay off.
So because Arjun mentioned this point of studying at home versus studying on campus, I'd like to bring it here that since Dubai has almost 100% population vaccinated, BITS Pilani Dubai is commencing offline classes, so not online classes, but on-campus classes from 5th of September. Whereas in India, I think it's under 10% vaccination, which is done. So in India, we are not opening colleges, on-campus colleges, but in Dubai, the colleges are being opened. So 5th September is when the classes commence. All right, coming to you, Samaksh, what advice would you want to give to grade 12 students?
The only advice I'll give to the students is enjoy the process. Like when you're joining BPDC, just enjoy your journey. Don't let it be just on your academics, but enjoy it with the other parts also, joining clubs, sports, organizing events, because these things are as much important as the studies.
Correct.
So just enjoy your process and just go with it.
Correct. That's great. Great advice. Correct.
Sorry. BPDC has a lot of things that will teach you in the journey, managing things, leading things. So just enjoy the process.
Interesting. What about you, Adhish? What is the advice?
My advice to the 12th students would be that now you are finally, ending one part of your journey, you're coming into another. I believe that you should, why you should join BPDC is that because it's in a very different part of a world. The culture there is very different. I agree with Samaksh that you should invest yourself completely in the academics, in the sports, in managing things, in exploring the city. It's a very diverse city. You'll get to learn so much by just exploring the city only. You should invest your time in interacting with teachers, the staff, the hostel staff, the students, like I told earlier, also the diverse students who join BPDC. You should communicate with them. You should invest yourself in studying also. That is also there. The subjects taught there are so diverse, from management, economics to engineering to labs, the mechanical workshops. They are so fun. Like if you just don't focus on one thing, focus on everything. Try to do whatever you love there, and live in the moment. I would say, live in the city, live in that moment. Don't just don't take pressure. Don't go under pressure. I know 12th must have been very pressurizing, but now it's time to learn actually, change, evolve. Everything is there in one place.
So basically what you're saying is that once students are at BPDC, use all the facilities which is available, try to make use of it, try to create something different, right?
From the city, from the college, from the staff, from teachers, students, you learn in every field. You can become master of everything.
Finally, coming to Dr. Nitin. So Dr. Nitin, what is the kind of advice you'd want to give to the students who are looking at joining engineering course this year? So advice in terms of which course, how should they decide, which course they should join? Secondly, once they're on campus, because BPDC is opening its campus from 5th of September in Dubai. So while they're on campus, what should they be looking at doing for the next 4 years?
All right. So as you've already mentioned, the entire staff, faculty, and students, most of them are vaccinated. The staff, faculty, 100% vaccinated. It's a very safe place, and we are looking forward for a fully offline, attendance of the students in the upcoming September session. So the specializations in engineering disciplines are equally given importance here, starting from the electronics, communications to computer science to mechanical. We have excellent faculty, infrastructure, lab, and other support, equally given to each and every discipline. So primarily, I would say it is up to the student's interest, and how he wants to, contribute. Now, talking about family business, in which particular aspect of your family business you would like to contribute. Let's say you want to become or build a website for, your father's, boutique retail outlet out there in India. So now you maybe pick up coding, pick up computer science, pick up coding, and then build a website for him. I have a student, in the past, wherein his father was in the textile industry in Rajasthan. So he used to ship it, to and export it to outside markets. So he, with his BTech and computer science ability, he started building mobile applications and adding new payment gateways. So that's where you can significantly contribute for the growth of your family business. So you can be very strategic in this approach, where unless you are not very clear, let's say you are dual-minded, like either I should pick up mechanical or computer science. Such a typical dual-mindedness may definitely arise, but we will step in that context. Once you are on campus, we will nurture you, and sit with you and discuss and deliberate. End of the day, we'll look forward for a win-win outcome, for you as an individual and also as a member for your family business as well. So I think that's a very strategic decision to be made. I think that can also evolve as a part of your journey with BPDC, right? And then the context of Dubai, place of superlatives. We have the tallest building to the deepest swimming pool right now, which is recently built. So a place of superlatives, also adds a lot of value and brings a lot of confidence in you as a student. So I would say it's worthy to take a shot of you joining at BPDC, and you will never regret it. And we have seen our alumni members who are smiling and joining us today. That's the real evidence that we can show that how the community and the ecosystem of BPDC is.
Dr. Nitin mentioned dual degree. That is also something that BITS Pilani has in its curriculum. That if I'm not undecided, it may be a family business or whatever I may want to do. I may want to do computer science, whereas my family business is related to mechanical engineering, but I'm interested in both. I could do both together. That option is available. Add one more year and get two BE degrees from BITS Pilani. So that opportunity is also there. So that's a very important point that Dr. Nitin made.
Adding to what Arjun has said, I'll just pitch in one. We have seen of late a lot many students taking engineering as their major and then picking up finance and entrepreneurship as a minor, right? So that we have seen people doing MBA or a management degree after completing their BTech. That is one channel that they are pursuing. Or in general, if you want to really understand the business management in general with respect to family business, so the minor in finance or minor in entrepreneurship will add a lot of value, because it's all about, you don't want to make a real trial and error way of doing things when you're on market, right? You want to repeat all that simulations in the classroom and make very less errors outside where it is very costly, to make those errors and correct them. So that's why we advise people who are really keen on family business, take a minor, and parallelly pick up those electives in a span of 3 or 4 years, and then graduate with both of them. That will give you the best possible combination. Yeah.
Very nice. I think this was an amazing input that you enter with a course, take up a minor in finance or in entrepreneurship, and also dual degree program where you can pick up another degree altogether. If you want to, if you're interested in one, family in another, you can mix them together. Brilliant episode, brilliant panel discussion here. Thank you guys for giving all the inputs. Thank you for your time. You must be curious about how you can apply to BITS Pilani Dubai Campus. So we have a short explainer video, which will take you through a complete process, very simple process. Here's the video.
Admission is currently open for BITS Pilani Dubai Campus and is based upon the aggregate percentage secured by you in the 12th grade, as declared by the board. There is no separate admission test. The application process is very simple, and you may apply online now. Start by signing up on admission.bits-dubai.ac.ae. You will receive a login password on your email. Use that to log into your account and fill in your personal and academic details. Keep the 12th grade marks column blank if the results are not declared. Then fill your preference order of engineering streams. Pay the application fee of 220 dirhams, upload the relevant documents, and your application is complete. You will receive your provisional offer letter on the registered email ID within a week's time. To accept the offer and confirm your provisional admission for the program of your choice, pay the requisite fee within 10 days of offer issued. Once your grade 12 results are declared, upload your mark sheet. Upon meeting the eligibility criteria, you will receive a final admission offer letter on your email. To confirm your final admission at BITS Pilani Dubai Campus, pay the pending fee and upload your passport copy, photographs and other relevant documents. For non-UAE students, the institute will facilitate your visa, insurance, hostel and other formalities needed for you to shift to Dubai. Classes commence from 5th September 2021. Refer to our admission document for more details.